Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 124 and today I'm in a very good mood because I have just returned back from Cornwall. I went on a bit of a last minute trip. It was very unplanned, but we went down to Cornwall because the surf was looking fantastic and the weather was looking really good too, and I had a fantastically good time. It was so much fun. I absolutely love it down there. It was my first time down there this year. I have to say it was very cold. It was very cold in the water. I didn't have any of those wetsuit gloves or hood, which meant that I jumped into the Atlantic Ocean to surf, thinking that I'd be okay, and it gave me like the biggest brain freeze ever. I was sat in the water for like 15 minutes just trying to recover, and then I looked around and noticed that everyone else was wearing those sorts of things. So I think that's definitely something that I'm going to have to get if I'm going to do more winter surfing, but it was fantastically good fun. I took the camera, did a little bit of filming. It was great, had a really great time, but I'm happy to be back home, and I'm happy to be back on the Hermitcraft server at my wonderful new blaze farm. This thing looks brilliant. And what? We got a blaze head! There is a really small chance of getting a head from a blaze when you kill them, and by the look of things, we've managed to pull it off. Oh, nice! I should also mention before I move on that I didn't just go to Cornwall on my own. Vicky also came along with me. I wasn't just a loner out on the beach. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There are plenty of people that surf on their own. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Moving swiftly on, the first thing that I want to do in today's Hermitcraft episode is to do a 1-hour blaze farming session. I actually found out through a little bit of internet research that blaze don't drop blaze rods when you don't kill them. So I've been AFK over here over the past couple of days. I haven't got a single blaze rod from it because you actually have to manually kill the blaze to get them. So let's do a bit of resource gathering. So for this first time-lapse chat of today's video, I want to talk about the new snapshot that is just released. So we now have 18W08B, and there is a whole bunch of new stuff that has been introduced into the game, which is really quite exciting. I mean, I've been watching through all of the videos, so I'm just going to read through the change notes now. Number one, which I find most exciting as the owner of an aquarium, is the fact that they've actually added fish into the game, which is, I mean, how cool is that? We're going to have live living oceans in Minecraft. That's something that I've always felt. Well, obviously, I've always felt that oceans were lacking in Minecraft. That's why they're doing this update to the game, because I think everyone felt like oceans were lacking. We've got these crazy environments that we have above the ground, but the oceans, apart from the ocean monuments, really boring and really unexciting. So to have this sort of thing is really cool. Now we have also, they've changed the natural water visibility. I don't actually know if it's gotten lighter or darker. I'm not 100% certain there, so I'm going to have to look into that one. But also, the other one that really excites me is the fact that warm and lukewarm oceans now have sand floors. So all oceans have always had gravel floors, and I've always thought that's fairly ugly. The fact that we now have sand floors is absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's amazing, because it's just going to look so much better, so I can't wait. I seriously can't wait for this update. I want it to come around. I want it to come around right now. I want them to release it. I want it to be on the Hermitcraft server. I'm fairly certain that my base isn't going to break when we update, so that's all good. I just want to be here, and I want to have all of this stuff in my aquarium. Please. Whoa! Hang on! I didn't see that! What? I didn't see split the ocean into 10 different biomes and also underwater caves and ravines. I did not see these things! Oh my word. Give it to us, Mojang. Just give it to us now. And that is just about going to do it. So we have managed to get ourselves 50 levels. Obviously, pretty much all of my gear, apart from my pickaxe, is now fully repaired. And I was expecting a little bit more than that. Maybe I'm forgetting how fast mob cages are. Come to think about it, single mob cages aren't really that fast. Either way, I mean, we've got a whole bunch of blaze rods. Obviously, we'll be able to transfer that into blaze powder, which is always very handy. So I suppose I can't complain too much, but I was kind of expecting at least 18 stacks there. Well, despite the slightly disappointing output of the blaze farm, I am now back over in the potion brewing stations. I'm quickly going to fill all of these guys up with blaze powder, and then we actually need to fill them up with water bottles as well. That's something that I'd completely forgotten about. And that is, of course, going to use a whole ton of glass. So I've just chucked in all of the coal that we got from the mining session that we did recently, so that's now going into the furnace smelters, but we are totally fresh out of sand, so it's time to destroy some desert. Oh, wow. I'm just flying around, just checking out, trying to find some form of desert area, which this place is looking pretty good. But I have just flown over, just come past, False's tunnel logo. So it had all the hermits I tried their best to make these maps, these custom maps, like the ones that I've got in my tunnel. Cub's also got one as well, and I've recently seen that False is working on hers, and it looked amazing in the video, but to see it in the flesh, I mean, look at the detail in this thing and the resources. Holy mackerel, I am so glad that I've got a really simple and easy to build logo. Mine was 2 colours. I would not want to be building this. No way. It wouldn't be a mumbo jumbo video without one of these. I mean, I just have to do them. I have to record at least one per video. It's a requirement by YouTube themselves. I've got a contract with them. And there we go. That should do the trick. So we have got ourselves around about 21 stacks of these glass bottles right here. That has used up all of the sand and all of the glass that I just got. But if we start filling all of these in with water, which is going to be a real pain in the backside to do, that should mean that we'll have 2 stacks of glass bottles for every single one of these potion brewing stations. Now, do these things stack? Of course they don't stack. Yep. Well, because of this fact that I totally forgot, obviously we can't fit all of these water bottles inside all of the potion brewing stations, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make use of the storage that I've created in the center here and just fill up some of these chests with water bottles so that we have them for the future if we actually start running out of water bottles inside the potion brewing stations. Hopefully that makes sense. But now that we've done that and all of the water bottles are in place, this potion brewing room is now fully completed. It's done. We have all of the items inside, and as you can see, I'm just in the process of brewing up the first set of potions, which are Potions of Swiftness 2. So there we go. It's finished. Oh, this has been one of those projects that it keeps coming back for more. Having said that, we still don't know what we're going to be doing for these final 2, and I still need to get ghast tears for that one, and also something else for that one. I can't remember even what I need. Oh, and the entrance. Oh, my word. Anyway, aside from that one, the next plan for today's Hermitcraft episode is to do some work in the creative mode testing world. This wonderful place that we have right here. What I want to do is I want to create the statue that we're going to have in the Temple of Bumbo Cactoni. And I also want to do the redstone. I want to design the redstone for it because I've seen some suggestions down in the comment section telling me that I should make it like the Temple of Notch. FV Disco's Temple of Notch. And I was toying around with the idea, and I've always been toying around with the idea, and you know what, I think that would be hilarious. Like, that would be a hilarious thing to do. So, I think, in terms of what I'm actually going to use for this build, probably going to be quartz, and maybe some diorite. I know that's going to really upset Iskall, especially because Iskall was the original creator of Bumbo Cactoni, so that's going to be in there. Maybe some bone blocks, just here and there, and maybe a little bit of white wool. I think that should just about do the trick. Maybe some snow? Basically, a whole bunch of white blocks. You want this thing to look like it's made out of marble that's not quite brand new, but also still looks fairly sparkly. Oh gosh! This is bad news! The entrance to the room is 2 blocks wide, and Bumbo Cactoni's face is an odd number. Which means that we kind of can't have Bumbo It's going to have to... Well, it's already going to be a slightly strange version, so it's going to be Bumbo Cactoni's wide-headed cousin. Oh, man. Well, now that we've sorted this out, this guy is looking really cool, if I do say so myself. Actually, do we want that nose to be a little bit bigger? And then maybe we could add in, like, a slab and have his nose a tiny bit on the wonky side. Oh, wow. Okay, so the eyes are going to be back there. So this eye needs to be moved back as well. And then the rest is going to just be built up using diorite and quartz and all the concrete and everything. Oh, it kind of looks like Generic B's character. That being said, and excitement aside, it is pretty difficult. I'm kind of struggling here with the hats. I thought I'd go... So basically, this is meant to look like the granddad. Oh my word, he looks dead. But that's kind of the point. It's meant to look like the granddad of Bumbo Cactoni. and I thought I'd give him like an old dude hat, which has kind of worked quite nicely. I've also pulled in his face a little bit. His face was a little bit too wide, so I've made it a tiny bit slimmer. I don't know. I really don't know. We should probably bring in Iskal for this one. But what I'm going to keep working on his arms and things. We're going to add in arms popping up on either side. I feel like he definitely needs those. And then that will be this guy kind of finished until, of course, we do the redstone. So there we go. I've just taken a step back, having built the arms, and that is going to look so cool once we get that molded in with the stone and everything. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly pop back onto the Hermitcraft server, and then we're going to start work on some of the area around where this is going to be going, because I think this is a slightly different style to what we currently have in that room. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about this area right here, and I've been trying my best to think how I actually want it to be set up. And I think the main thing that's coming to mind at this point in time is that the walls don't quite fit in with the floor. The floor, I'm chuffed to bits with. I think the floor looks really, really cool. But the walls, there just isn't quite as much going on. It's not that they're boring, because they're not boring, but they're TNT blown up walls. So I think I'm going to add in some cobblestone areas, making their way across. We're going to add in some vines, and we're going to cut certain areas out. So we're going to mine out certain spaces and just make it look a little bit more dramatic than it currently does. And then we'll start working on the space ready for our statue at the end. Now, as per usual, I am completely fresh out of cobblestone. I'm actually thinking that at some point in the future, if I decide to do another Hermitcraft bonus episode, I'm just going to do one massive cobblestone mining session where I gather chests upon chests of the stuff. It could be handy. And the next thing that I need, which is something that I don't think I've actually needed for any projects so far on the Hermitcraft server, is vines. So I've flown out to the local swamp next to this little area, and also this little thing, so that I can gather them up. And I'm wondering, is anyone going to use that? It is very close to this area here, but I really want to build a witch farm this season. It's something that I definitely want to do. It's a project that I haven't taken on for a very long time, so if it is free, then I might take it. Now actually, while I'm over here, I've been receiving a lot of comments down in the comment section saying that I have got an order through into my shop. So I thought I would pop on down and just take a look. If I have, then that is extremely exciting because it's been a long time coming. So here we go. Here is the door store. And let's just pop on through. I said, let's just pop on through. Apparently the door in my door store is broken. That's not a very good advert for the doors that I'm building, but anyway. Oh, we actually do. We've got an order through in the shop. Right, let's chuck that glass out. So Scar has requested, hey Mumbo, I would like to request a garage door style piston door for the CDF Cat Defense Force in Scar City. Location X244Z471. Thanks, Scar. Garage door style piston door. That's an interesting one. Okay. Well, I will take that on. I will do that in the next episode or so. Oh, how exciting. This is my first proper job. I thought it would be a good idea to do this one in the form of third-person time-lapse, and for this one, I thought I'd just quickly have a very quick chat about my recent purchase of Rock Band 4, because I can safely say it's one of the most hilarious things I've done in a very long time. I haven't played anything like Guitar Hero or anything like that since back when I was about 12. I think my cousin had Guitar Hero. Well, my cousin had Guitar Hero, and I used to play it a lot back when I was a kid, but then didn't play it since, and recently I've just had the urge to give it a go. So I ordered in a used guitar set with the drum kit and also the vocals as well. I got the whole batch, and oh my word, it is just one of the funniest things. I mean, it's too much fun. It's far too much fun. Myself and Vicky's family, we were playing it for way too long last night, and we were just shredding all through the old songs. And the crazy thing about Rock Band 4 is that there is a music store. You can buy songs, and there are thousands and thousands of songs, which I can imagine this is going to be a massive financial sink for me, because I'm going to be buying all of the songs. But it just got me thinking that there aren't many games that are being released like that anymore. I can't think of any games like that have been released in like the past 4 or 5 years. Just games that you can just shred with family members. You don't really, everyone's just having fun. It's just very casual and very chilled out. I feel like there's got to be some. So I want to know them because they're so much fun and I love playing them. So please let me know down in the comment section other games a bit like it. Just casual games that you can play all at the same house, local co-op, that sort of thing. Please let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section because I've missed it. I've missed playing games like that and I can't wait to get started again. So this is it. This is the end result of my time and effort when it came to placing in all of the leaves and all the cobblestone. And can I just look, okay, I wasn't going to mention it, but did you just see that? That was, I mean, I know they're witches, but that was some serious witch level stuff. That witch disappeared just before the arrow hit. I can't believe it. Anyway, as you can see, yeah, we've done all of the walls, and I would describe myself as being 70% happy with them. I'm happy with them. It definitely looks better, especially now that we've removed all of this sort of stuff. That sort of stuff was looking really ugly. Now it's looking considerably better, but it's not perfect. It definitely needs more depth. I think we need more shape in the walls. I'm almost tempted to invite a hermit round so that we can work on that project together and maybe create a really cool looking shape, because right now it's still looking like a bit of a box. Also, if you're wondering why I haven't done that back wall yet, it's because I wanted to make way for the monument. I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to decorate an area that we weren't actually going to be seeing. Which, speaking of the monument, we're now going to pop back into the redstone testing world and we're going to try our best to build all of the redstone for it. Well, the easy part has very much been done. That is the randomizer, which decides whether or not this guy likes you or if he doesn't like you. Which, by the way, I don't have a name for it yet. I was thinking like Oldie Cactoni or Old-Eye Cactoni, but you'll have to let me know down in the comment section because you guys are much more creative than me. I've actually taken out the randomizer because it was kind of getting in the way, so what I've done now is hopefully I've created the double piston extender circuit. Now this is a bit of an odd way of doing it, but this double piston extender is going to control the tiers, and that is actually, that's not half bad. Okay, so right now it has been retracted, and oh my word, that is the saddest thing I have ever seen in my... Isn't that really... He looks genuinely in agony. He looks so upset. Well, that's perfect. That is absolutely brilliant. So that's the bad option. That's what we don't want. And then maybe we'll get some arrows being fired downwards from the ceiling via dispensers. But then for the positive... What can I do for the positive? I feel like I have to do something with this mouth. Like, this mouth has to do something. But what? What could the mouth do? Oh, this is difficult. I think I've worked something out here. I think I've worked out what we can do for the positive. So let me just grab these little fellas. So we have diamonds, gold, and we have emeralds. And if we hit this button, we should see... Did that work? I didn't see some of the resources. Okay, let me try that again. So if I hit this button... No, it didn't work because of the way that we're powering these droppers. I'm assuming if I just remove these blocks, that should actually do the trick. Right, let's try this one more time. All right, so let's get rid of these things. And hit this button. That's a little bit more like it, but there's still no emeralds coming out. What on earth? Ah, that block there was being powered by redstone. That probably has something to do with it. Right, okay, let's try one last time. Hitting the button, and... there we go, we actually got emeralds, and then they get pushed out the front of the mouth just like that. So they all appear inside his teeth. Perfect, okay, let's just wire all of this up then, and that should be this thing done. This has actually ended up being a relatively big redstone contraption, but I'm trying my best to keep all of the redstone kind of kept in within this space, just in case we need to build up anything. Obviously, this area could be a bit of a problem. It's a tiny bit too tall, but then again, you're not going to be looking at it from above, so hopefully it should be okay. All we need to do now is we just need to connect up this redstone here into the back there. So I think I'm going to do something a little bit like this. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but it's made it. So this thing should now be working. If we hit this button, let's see what happens. So we'll get a little pulse extension, and then we'll get a pulse to our randomizer, which is up at the top right there. And then it will do one of two things. Okay, so that time we got unlucky and he started crying. Okay, that was good. That actually worked. That's brilliant. Okay, let's try again. If we hit this button, we'll get the pulse extension. This is where we wait. We wait to see what's going to happen. And then we'll get a pulse through the randomizer. And who knows, it could be one or the other. That pulse is quite long, isn't it? Oh, and that time we got the good stuff. Nice! So there we go! It functions, it works! So there it is, Temple of Old Bumbo, all done and dusted. And I think for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. I really can't wait to start work on this thing on Hermitcraft. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please be sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, check out the latest film on the filming channel. I think it's been out for like a week now. I can't really remember, but it's worth watching.